Hello and happy spring. It is finally spring, or at least the calendar says it is. With the new season, of course, brings some new springy fragrances launched at Bath & Body Works, and today I'm going to be diving into 3 of them. But before we jump in, I just wanted to let you know that I have just dropped a bunch of new items on my eBay shop, both Bath & Body Works items and non-Bath & Body Works items. So I will leave the link down below for you to go check that out in case if you are interested in purchasing anything from my closet, so to speak. Also, for those who don't know me very well, my name is Melissa, and I used to be a part-time manager at a Bath & Body Works for about 6 years, so now I'm here on YouTube making Bath & Body Works related content. I post videos every single week, so you'll want to make sure that you are subscribed down below so you don't miss any of my future videos coming out. And now with all the housekeeping out of the way, let's get sniffing. So the 3 fragrances that I'm going to be talking about today are the 3 new Gingham fragrances. Now, Gingham is a super important fragrance for Bath & Body Works because it is kind of their whole brand image wrapped into a fragrance, both in packaging and fragrance. The original Gingham actually dates back all the way to the 1990s. In the Heartland era, they used to have a white and blue Gingham fragrance, and I believe it is supposed to be very similar, if not exactly the same, to the Gingham fragrance that they launched in 2019, or should I say relaunched in 2019. So the original Gingham, the blue one that we are all very familiar with by now, is a fruity floral. So it is mainly a citrusy fragrance with violet in it. So it's got peach, clementine, and violet, as well as like a soft, clean musk. So they have taken this concept of having a springy fruit with a floral paired together and made 3 new renditions of a Gingham fragrance. And I have the 3 right here. So here is just a quick glance of what they look like. I grabbed them in the travel size fine fragrance mist because this is all that my store had out at the moment. But we have a pink one called Gingham Gorgeous. And then we have a green one in the middle here, which is Gingham Fresh. And then the last one, this purple one, is Gingham Vibrant. So these 3 new Gingham fragrances have been available online for a little bit now, and stores are starting to sneak them onto their shelves, but the official launch date was March 22nd. And as far as forms go, I'm not completely sure which all forms are going to be available, but I do know it's going to have the standard shower gel, body lotion, body cream, and fine fragrance mist. I think these are going to come in both the full sizes and travel sizes. They are going to have EDPs, the concentrated perfumes. I know for sure that they are going to be in the little stick spritzer ones. I've seen a picture for Gingham Gorgeous of a full-size EDP, so there will be that, at least in the pink one, if not the others. I did see somewhere also a picture of a body scrub. It's going to be a foaming sugar scrub is the form, and I believe that's going to be in all 3 fragrances as well. And then last but not least, I thought this was a really good idea. They are going to have a gift set box featuring a sampler set of all of the Ginghams that they've had, other than the Gingham Gold, which has been discontinued. That was like a Christmassy winter one from a little while back. So in this gift set, it's going to have the original Gingham, Gingham Love, Gingham Vibrant, Gingham Fresh, and Gingham Gorgeous. That's kind of hard to say. I think the box is going to be priced at $29.95, I believe, so about $30, and it is going to be an item that I think if you have one of those 25% off coupons, it's going to make it quite a good deal, especially if you're just interested in trying a little bit of all of the new fragrances. All right, I am excited to smell these. I think I'm going to start with Gingham Gorgeous first. I'm going to spray them on my blotter cards, and then I'll try it on my skin. I personally am not that big into wearing florals, and my skin and body chemistry tend to pull florals, meaning I really notice them smelling very floral on my skin as opposed to fruity. So it will be interesting to see what it smells like on me. Just talking about packaging for a moment, by the way. Now, I was complaining a little bit that I'm really tired of the faceted collection. That's this kind of bottle shape with the little divots and diamonds in it. That's been really popular by Bath & Body Works lately in the last maybe 2 or 3 years. They've just kind of been redoing faceted collections over and over and over, and I'm just kind of tired of it. Now, I will say I think it works super well in the context of these new Gingham fragrances. Because I just think that they match the idea of just kind of like pretty classic fragrances by Bath & Body Works. I think that matches. But also I really have appreciated that they've actually included a label besides just being faceted. So there's something to look at besides just the fact that it's a diamondy bottle. I love when things have drawings or cartoons or pictures on them, so it just makes it a little more interesting. So as you can see on this Gingham Gorgeous, it's got some strawberry leaves and some strawberries on there. So So that already is giving us an idea of what the fragrance notes are on this one. Okay, so what it smells like: our most gorgeous floral happy gingham yet. The fragrance notes are pink strawberries, peach nectar, and peony blooms. So already some similarities to the original gingham. We both have kind of that peachy note in there. So we'll see how similar it is to the original gingham. Card first, then my skin. Ooh, got it in my eye. Ooh, it's pretty. Okay, so initial thoughts on Gingham Gorgeous. When I very first sprayed it, I got kind of an overwhelming sense of floral. But as it dried and dissipated, it kind of dried onto the card, I definitely get the strawberry note. But it's not very sweet. It's not like a sweet, juicy strawberry. It's very tart, actually. Yeah, I find that this is actually very sour. Not sour, that's kind of not a nice word. I would say it's tart and kind of like zippy in your nose. It smells really pretty though. It smells fancy. I think I'm ready to smell it on my skin. It's quite complex. It actually kind of reminds me of, even though it's a fine fragrance mist, it smells like a concentrated perfume. I find that it's very strengthy going on. It's a little similar to the original gingham, but not as much as I thought it was going to be. This is definitely one of the more feminine fragrances that I have smelt, at least on my skin. I'm going to say, at least on first impression of both on my skin and on the card, that Gingham Gorgeous is definitely more of a pretty feminine fragrance. It's quite strong, but it also seems very upscale and a little more fancy. I would almost think that this is a good like date night fragrance. Let's smell some more so we can kind of compare them. Okay, the next one that I want to smell is Gingham Fresh. So this one is green, and once again we've got our diamondy faceted bottle. I love the pictures once again. Anything with like that farm stand, fresh produce and flower market kind of look drawn on. I really like that style, so I think that's super pretty. Okay, so this one smells like our freshest, brightest, most cheerful gingham yet, with notes of juicy pear, sparkling clementine, and fresh daisies. So just reading the notes, now clementine is a similarity in the original gingham, so I wonder if that's kind of a common connection there. I feel like pear notes is something that Bath & Body Works hasn't really been able to accomplish in a realistic sort of sense. They usually pair them with florals, which give them more of that bitter bite kind of scent to it, as opposed to what an actual pear smells like, at least to me. Things like pearberry and daydream, confetti daydream. Oh, and also the pear creme brulee. If anything, the pear creme brulee I feel like had the most realistic pear scent in it of all of the pear scents I've smelled by Bath & Body Works. But even then, that kind of went in a different direction of what I think of for like a juicy pear scent. So I'm curious to see if this is going to be more of that pear with a blended bite kind of scent to it, or if it's actually going to be a juicy pear scent. Since it's paired with florals, I think it's going to be more of that blended situation, but we will see. Instantly, I've smelled something very similar to this from my childhood. Man, what does that smell like? It does smell like pears. I'm actually quite surprised that even though it's a floral fruity, that it actually is a little more pearish than I thought it was going to be. I like that. I might like this one better than Gingham Gorgeous so far. It's crisp and cool, which is good because they're calling it fresh. I do think it's very fresh. Maybe it smells like a Calgon spray that I used to have as a kid or something like that. It smells like something from my childhood. That's good. I like it when a fragrance has a little bit of a nostalgia factor, or like you smell it and you're transported somewhere. I'm not sure where it's transporting me, but it's taking me somewhere. I'm gonna spray it up here. I did Gingham Gorgeous here, but I'm gonna do the pear one up here. So far, for me, at least on my body chemistry, Gingham Fresh is in the lead. I think that it smells really good on my skin. Reading the notes, I was worried it was going to smell too similar to Confetti Daydream, but thankfully, I think it smells a lot sweeter, juicier, and more pearish than the Confetti Daydream does. Happy about that. Let's smell the last one. Here is a close-up look at the last one. This is the purple one, and this is Gingham Vibrant. As you can see on the picture here, we've got our blackberries and some violets. So interesting. So what I'm now just realizing is they have dissected the notes from the original gingham, and they've assigned one note per fragrance of these three new ginghams. And so the original blue gingham is, what is it? Peach, clementine, and violet. And so the purple one has the violet, the Gingham Fresh has the clementine, and then Gingham Gorgeous has the peach in it. So that's perfect. It's like they're all siblings. So this one is our most vibrant, sweet, and playful gingham yet. And this is our first gingham of the batch to include a gourmand note. So this has notes of wild blackberries, candied violets, just like in gingham, and then it has soft vanilla as well. This is the first one that has any kind of sweet gourmand or vanilla note in it. So let's smell it on the card. Ooh. Ooh, yummy. I like this. Well, I do have to say that the Gingham Vibrant is definitely the tastiest of the three. The vanilla note for me makes a world of difference. This is just a personal preference, but like I said in the beginning, I tend to not be a floral wearer myself, but I love gourmands, and so anytime we add in that kind of sweet note in there, I definitely instantly like it better. I feel like this is slightly reminding me of Cocktail Dress in the body care from a number of years back for a New Year's collection that they had. They also have had quite a few of berry and vanilla mixes, but this one is definitely more of a perfumey kind of fancy scent than some of those more playful ones. Time to smell it on my wrist. I like this on my skin too. At least on my own skin. I think Gingham Gorgeous got third place. I think it was a super pretty scent, and I think a lot of people are gonna love it. I think it's gonna be very popular, but for the three on my skin, I think it didn't work for me. It's almost coming off as like sour and spicy, if that makes sense. And sometimes I do know my skin does weird things with strawberry and floral. It may predominantly be a body care thing, but for me, I'm giving Gingham Gorgeous third place. I still like it though. As Gingham Vibrant has died away, it's funny because I wouldn't describe it as being vibrant at all. I think it's very creamy and sweet on my skin. Not so much so that it becomes a gourmand. It definitely still is in the fruity floral category, but of the three, it does have kind of that tasty smell, if that makes sense. I do really like the Gingham Fresh, but I think I like Gingham Vibrant on my skin even more. So I think that Gingham Fresh for me is gonna get second place. When it says fresh, I do really agree with that. It has more of a clean, crisp, fruity scent, and the pear actually does shine in this one, which I was relieved because oftentimes Bath & Body Works doesn't just do pear exactly the way I wished that they would. This one is giving off Calgon or some other type of body splash vibes, maybe the Juice Bar Refreshy sprays or Calgon, but the Gingham Fresh is giving me throwback 90s body splash vibes. And for my own personal preference, I think I'm gonna give Gingham Vibrant first place. I think that it might be a little bit of a biased opinion, but I think that the tie-in with the little bit of vanilla, including the blackberries and violets, I think it's just a really good blend. And it's nice because it's still a fruity floral, but it has a little bit of that creamy sweet note in there to kind of help balance the whole thing instead of just smelling too overly perfumey or feminine. It's just a good balance of all things. You will have to let me know down in the comments below if you have gotten a chance to smell any of these three ginghams yet, and which one you prefer the most, or if you are sticking with the classic traditional gingham. And if you haven't gotten the chance to smell them yet, then I hope that this video helped provide you with some information and some reviews on what they smell like so that you can make sound choices when blind buying online, for instance. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!